universe that started a podcast. It's called Full Coverage.
That's just what we do. Go Toros.
That's our new intro.
I'm scared if that's our new intro, to be honest.
Guys, welcome to Full Coverage.
Hi, you guys. Welcome back to your favorite pod, Full Coverage.
The podcast with over 100,000 subscribers just on YouTube alone.
It changes lives.
It changes lives. We're talking about
The
pop culture.
podcast that changes lives.
The podcast that changes lives every single day.
Oh my God, was that like Minnesota?
It might have been in Minnesota.
Wait, I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know I could do that.
That's actually kind of low-key impressive. I can't do Minnesota.
Some days I'm Kourtney Kardashian.
Most days.
Some days I'm Laura. And some days I'm from Minnesota.
And that's okay.
And that's okay.
And we all have different facets of our personality, and that's fine.
And that's okay.
And that's just okay. And you guys, today, you know what we're going to do?
What we're going to do, maybe?
We're going to do the content creator tag.
This is the world famous content creator tag.
Shout out to Allie Dawson, because I saw this. She did a video like this, and it's like literally a bunch of questions that content creators, it's a content creator confessions
Who
tag.
started it?
I have no fucking
Shout
idea.
out to Allie.
Shout out to Allie. We saw you do it.
It was her video that we saw, but like there have been a lot of people that did this, and we don't know the creator, the actual. We try to do research to figure it out, but
yes.
it's like.
But it's a tag now. It's gotten to a point where it's like a tag.
And a lot of people have
are
done
doing it. So I'm like, okay, well, I saw Allie do it. So shout out to Allie. Go check out Allie's channel, and maybe she tagged the person.
Correct.
You know, but there's a bunch of questions that I thought would be really, really fun to ask each other.
But first, we're going to start with our peak and
of course.
pick of the week, Manny. Don't
As
get
we
ahead
should.
of yourself.
As we
Dylan.
should.
Okay, I'll start with my peak.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Honestly, that's a gorgeous, glorious, beautiful, wonderful, iconic question.
That is.
That I don't know the answer to.
Let me
Because
think.
I also don't even know what my peak is, to be honest.
Let's pause for 2 seconds. We'll be right back. All right, we're back, and I have my peak.
Me too.
I always make you start because I don't know what I'm going to say, but this time I was like, I'm going to start
You have it this time. I know it. I feel it in you.
Okay, so I had like insight for my book. By the way, so many of you guys DM me and hit me up and asked me what book I'm reading because I mentioned it in Gabriel's episode but never fully explained. So Jen Cesario, she's written 3 books. You Are a Badass, You Are a Badass at Making Money, and the third one is Bad Habits. You're a Badass. It's like Bad Habits. You just type in Jen Cesario Bad Habits on Amazon. It'll pop up. It's a purple book with yellow writing. So I'm reading the third one. I've read all of them. I'm obsessed. And so, okay, so here's the thing where people confuse Virgos and like me. Clean, organized people and perfectionists. 2 different things. Just because I'm clean and organized and I enjoy being clean and organized doesn't mean I'm a perfectionist. So like, for instance, I was cleaning out my closet and like my hangers are different colors. I'm not a perfectionist. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me is a disorganized closet. So I had a couple people write me, are like, wow, those hangers really bother me. How can you like leave them like that? And I'm like, honestly, I'm not a perfectionist. So
I wouldn't even say that's. I would say that's more like OCD, actually.
it is, but it's like also like wanting things to be perfect to bring you comfort, I would say.
Okay, you know what's so great? So like, I love that you're talking about this because last night I just saw this TikTok about people that are perfectionists and what it actually means to be perfectionist. So I want you to tell your point.
Yeah.
And I want to see like if the TikTok also like correlates it.
I feel like people confuse me with a perfectionist.
Totally. I mean, absolutely.
often.
But you're organized.
And everybody has like different OCD and things that bother them or could potentially trigger them. But again, that doesn't mean that like it bothers me. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like I kind of get hounded on it a bit, and I'm like, dude,
that's strange. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's because I post a lot of cleaning and a lot of I share a lot more of my
stuff.
home.
Yeah.
If I shared less, I would get less feedback on that. But I share a lot. So I share, so I get back. Anyways, so I'm like, I've never been a perfectionist. I've always been more the mentality of get it done to the best of your ability and then put it out there. Don't wait for it to be perfect. No matter what you're working on, no matter what career you're starting, like don't wait for it to be perfect. And like that's kind of how I've always done things, but I've always challenged myself with like, you should do it perfectly. Like, cause there's so many creators that are like, oh, I'm a perfectionist. I just can't. So I'm reading my book the other night and I've always like kind of like gotten onto myself for not being a perfectionist. Cause I just think that's some people's standards. So then you like inflict it on yourself and you're like, well, that should be my standard.
Yep.
It's just not mine. And it talks about how perfectionism is a form of procrastination.
Ooh, okay.
So she talks about basically how people don't want criticism, so they perfect things to avoid the criticism.
This is the exact TikTok I watched.
Yeah.
It literally was about perfectionists, and it made me it triggered me honestly because it was my entire childhood.
Yeah.
So I'll show you. I'm gonna play the TikTok for you.
Yeah.
When we're done with this, like I'm gonna play it on the pod, just because I'm so like intrigued by this. Like I love like that you brought this up.
It was really insightful for me because it was the first time, pretty much in my life, that I felt like I'm not doing something wrong and that it's okay that things aren't perfect. And I've always like felt like they were okay, but then there's always that like thought that comes up and goes, no, you didn't do it good enough. This isn't perfect, and you know it's not perfect, so you never should have posted it. And like honestly, it's not a good way of thinking.
No, oh my god,
it's not
like,
good.
It's actually like does the complete opposite of what you think it's doing.
Yeah, it does the opposite of what you think it's doing. It's a form of procrastination that people also use as a way of not getting things done.
It's also a safety net.
It's a safety net.
Which I did not know.
It's a safety net. It hides you from criticism. So as I started the conversation, remember when I said when people would comment and come at me and be like, oh, I hate that you did it this way, or this would bother me so much, girl, I just can never leave it like that. Like leave comments like that, and it's just like, why would you comment that on my thing? Because I'm getting criticism.
Exactly.
And I'm getting criticism because I wasn't perfect, and I put myself out there in a non-perfect way, which is why people are perfectionists, because they don't want that kind of feedback, because it sucks. It sucks to get that. Because like, for instance, I spent probably 8 hours on my closet, and the top comments like, your hangers don't match. It triggers me. For you,
but that's not even, that's not like, what does that have to do with anything? It's literally just like, it's a hanger. And
I think that person might have OCD, and like that's okay, but it's like,
but they're imposing it on you.
That's what you get for not being perfect.
Yes,
like
but
that's
it's imposing
what you
it
get.
on you.
It's imposing that on me, and it's like that has nothing to do with me. So my point is, try to avoid perfectionism.
Yeah.
Because we're human beings and we're not meant to be perfect. Our content's not meant to be perfect. Maybe, you know what? The more people should actually appreciate me showing
Perfect
matching
things.
hangers, because it's real.
Yes.
It's real.
reality. It's
this
not
is
like
reality.
some crazy ass
curated
fake
thing. This is real. So it's like, if anything, we should be promoting when people don't post things instead of criticizing them when they don't post perfect things.
I completely agree, and I couldn't agree more.
Okay,
and I'm
your
literally
TikTok.
going to pull up this TikTok because it, like, deadass, I commented on it yesterday because it triggered me so much that I was like kind of shook by it. Okay, perfectionism is a defense mechanism. Okay, ready?
I think perfectionism is something we don't understand very well. So what we think it is we think it's being our best selves. The opposite of perfectionism is striving for excellence or healthy striving. Perfectionism is actually a defense mechanism that says to us, hey, if you look perfect, do perfect, and accomplish perfect, you can avoid or minimize shame and judgment and blame. So perfectionism is not about striving for excellence or being our best selves. It's how we self-protect. So have you ever gotten that feeling when you're going to start something, you're like, oh God, this has got to be perfect? So I think the question to ask is, what am I afraid of? There's a great Aristotle quote. If you don't want to be criticized, do nothing, say nothing, be nothing. Most of us choose not to live that way. No one can contribute what you can contribute but you. I think perfection.
Literally.
Like that, like I literally was like, oh my God. And the reason I commented on it is because that was like my whole childhood, right? Where I was a perfectionist because I was so ashamed of who I was deep down that I was so good at everything.
Criticism,
I didn't want
so
to
you
face criticism, so I covered it all with perfectionism, with straight A's and sports and being the perfect kid, because I was so ashamed of who I was deep down that when I heard that and like the way she spoke it, I was like, oh my God, like that really resonated with me, because I truly felt that I'm not a perfectionist anymore.
Yeah.
Like I used to be. I felt like I was so like by the book perfect at everything because I was so ashamed, but I'm not ashamed of myself anymore, so I'm not a perfectionist anymore.
I personally have never been a perfectionist. It's no one in my family, like no one around me. I just grew up in a home that just like everything was not perfect, and it was just like kind of like crazy. So like that was never just even a thought to be perfect or to do things perfectly or to put out content that's just perfectly curated.
Yep.
Like things are always a little more raw, a little more real. I feel I do my best that I can. I think it
Of course,
shows.
we always do the best we can. Like,
But I've always, my whole life, have always beaten myself up a little bit for not being a perfectionist, because I see so many people around me tell me they're a perfectionist and make their stuff perfect. They're just avoiding criticism, and it is it's a form of procrastination that people use to procrastinate. So
And defense.
And defense. So it's a couple different things. You shouldn't strive to be perfect.
It's so crazy. Like I like just hearing that last night. It's just so insane that you brought that up. I was like,
Isn't
like
that
it really was
crazy?
meant to really resonate in my mind.
Yeah.
Because I would like I never would have thought that because I knew I was a perfectionist growing up because I was, but I didn't know why I was such a perfectionist.
Right.
And then now as I've gone
You
older, I've kind of
deep
deep dove into why, and like this just reminded me a bit more. I was like, oh my god, it is because I was so ashamed of who I was, and I
Yeah.
would cover all that up with perfection.
I felt like I was like reading it and I just felt like a, oh my God, it's okay.
Yeah, just like a breath of air.
I'm going to let all those thoughts go that creep in and tell me things aren't good enough or
Yes.
that are, you know, like this content should never be posted. Because I dog myself because of perfectionism. People have hounded it
And we shouldn't
upon
even be
me
going
because I
for
get
that.
so much, you know, everyone gets criticism. I
Yeah.
don't get so much, like it's not horrible for me. But when I do see criticism, all it does to me is make me go, oh, that wasn't good enough. You should have done better.
Yes.
But now I'm no longer going to
But
look
it's not
at
even
it
about
like
doing
that.
better because it's literally just like they want you to do something differently.
Yeah.
It's like it's not even should be like, oh, you should have done that different.
Yeah.
But it's like that your different isn't my different.
Right.
It's complete. It is, I guess, technically different. Everyone's different is different,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like their idea of perfection is not what your idea of perfection is.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's just
Yeah.
like what it is. Everyone's opinion is so different.
Yeah.
That you can't like expect someone to think the way you think or do things the way you do things. So that's when disappointment sets in, perfectionism sets, all that kind of stuff.
So listen, if there's a message for my peak of the wit, the wit.
Peak of the wit, fuck yeah.
There
Peak
you
of
go
the
for
wit.
perfectionism.
Yeah.
Don't strive to be perfect. Strive to be better. Don't wait to do something until it's perfect. Wait till it's good and you like it and you're happy with it.
Yeah.
And put it the fuck out there. And don't care about people's criticism. You got to be brave. You got to be brave. And
It's true.
do nothing, be nothing, say nothing if you don't want criticism.
Exactly.
Don't
And be
strive
no-
to be
you'd have to
perfect.
be nothing.
Strive to be better, not perfect.
That's what I love about this podcast. I feel like this gives us like an outlet to be a little bit more like loosey goosey with our stuff too.
And, like,
I
say
just
how we
appreciate it.
really
and say how I
feel.
really feel about shit and just like
Not
kinda
sugarcoat it.
Yeah, I love to like be able to deep dive in shit and like talk about stuff, and I feel like it's like just a cool outlet for us, like that we
Yeah.
don't really ever get
Yeah.
or haven't gotten for a long time. That's just like kind of nice to feel like we can really just express however we want to express
Exactly.
in a way that we want to.
And the way I say exactly, I won't change it, and I won't.
No.
I won't learn how to say it right.
No, I know. What was another thing that for me, like they say like, oh, Laura's exactly and my
Is it honed in?
well, honed
No,
in
there's
for
a
sure,
word,
but there's
though.
a
It's a
specific
word that they want
I
you to say correctly.
literally maybe, or it's something like I don't know. I don't know
But
what
we
it is.
won't change it because
not-
we're not perfect.
Yeah, I'm like it is what it is. I'm not gonna like. Also, like I'm literally like 31. Like I don't care enough to like change like
It's over.
a random word. Like
Yeah.
maybe I'm good. Like I'm
You know
I'm
what,
chilling.
Manny? You're exactly right.
Exactly.
You're exactly
I am
right.
exactly me.
You are exactly
I'm exactly
you.
this.
And I
exactly
wouldn't
the
have you
exact-
any other way.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I would say my peak is the fact that right now technically it's Friday, so we're gonna be going to Coachella.
Ooh,
We're going to Coachella weekend
Coachella,
one.
baby.
We're actually going with YouTube.
Oh my
YouTube is like bringing us
gosh.
out. So if you guys see shorts on my channel, mind your business.
that
Mind
has
your business. It's part of the
nothing-
requirements.
That has nothing to do with Coachella tickets.
It's part of my requirements for the tickets, so you guys mind your business
Um,
and make shorts, okay?
Okay.
I'm actually just genuinely really, really excited to go.
Okay, I have a question. Do you think long form content such as YouTube videos are falling off due to the attention span that people have and then the addiction to TikTok?
I think that part of it is.
I do too.
But the thing is that's weird is that like why is TikTok adding longer form content?
I know. They're
They
doing
just
the
added
opposite.
it's like they're doing like this like weird revolving door, like YouTube making shorts to keep up with TikTok and TikTok making it be able to be 10-minute long videos for TikTok to keep up with
and then
YouTube.
Instagram's just a wreck.
Instagram's just a disaster. They're not even in the game, baby. They're not even in the
game.
running.
They
it's
left the
literally
chat.
TikTok and YouTube, and they're just going like this.
It is. It's TikTok and YouTube right now doing
playing
this.
around.
But I'll tell you, like, it seems like TV has kind of made its way out. YouTube is
100%.
the long form content
Yes.
that people watch. I
Yep.
know a lot of people watch TV, but I'm talking about a lot of youth, honestly. Like Gen
100%.
Z watch a lot of YouTube for their TV. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that's where they get in that long form content. But I do think because the amount of short content TikTok provides is endless.
Yeah.
So I think it competes.
It's not even that. I actually do think that can be kind of a detriment, to be honest.
Absolutely.
I think that as we get older, because the thing is, it's going to create like issues.
We have
really do think
the
so.
average
Like the attention
person
span?
has a 6-second attention span. It's 6 seconds right now.
Ma'am.
So if you want your content to go viral, don't make it longer than 6 seconds.
Like,
I told you here first.
that's crazy though. Like that's not normal.
It's
That's not
not
human. That's
good.
very insane. It's not good. Like I think that social media like has like cause like issues, especially
Yeah.
like short form stuff where it's like if you're not catching someone's attention immediately, it doesn't work, and that's not real. Like that's not real life.
So it's making us more impatient for one.
Yeah, it's making us impatient as people.
Want things. So because you get online social media with like being able to get endless content so quickly and read and get into stuff so quickly, I had a life coach tell me that it was like it's like a dopamine hit.
Yes,
It's an addiction, and like getting that gratification so quickly is equivalent to like getting that dopamine hit up here, really quick
fast
hit, and that's why we're so addicted, because the gratification is instant.
It's not good.
Dangerous.
Like, it's not good.
It's really dangerous.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, it just sucks. Like we, like as creators, we have to kind of keep up with the Joneses, and we do upload on TikTok, and we do all these things that we're part of.
I love
creating
TikTok.
content. I love it too.
I love TikTok,
but it's because it's that dopamine rush and that dopamine hit that we get. But
I'm
the thing
addicted.
Me too.
I'm
But the
totally
gag is, though, is like we're a little bit older.
Yeah.
And we like have learned patience, and we've learned all these things along the way, and we have patience and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not the most patient person ever.
No, but you are.
Come on, like we're adults. Like,
I don't see you acting a fool ever.
Oh no, I'm
you know
not.
what
I'm definitely not a fucking psychopath. But like, I feel like with the youth, I feel like it's a little scarier because it's like when our brain is fully formed,
I'm
honey.
So
it's the size of it, what it
grateful
is.
that I did not grow up with this stuff.
I can't even express it enough, actually.
And the craziest thing is the youth and younger
scary.
people, they'll never know what it's like to live like truly without it. I mean, I'm sure few and far between will not have it in their lives, but the majority will not know. Especially
babies be getting iPads, dude. Babies are on iPads, so like, and like, listen, I'm not saying that like it's bad parenting or anything like that. Like, you do what you got to do as a parent.
My baby is getting an iPad immediately out of the womb.
But that's like literally like what it is now. That's what we're trying to say, is that like it's just so vastly different than what. For me, like my parents would entertain me with like an aspirin bottle. They would shake it, and I'd be like,
yeah, right.
You know, that would be like my form of entertainment. Now it's like, again, that quicker form content where it's like it's just different.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's just, I don't know, it's just gonna be a different thing. I just worry a little bit more for like the youth because of their attention, like when they're in the development stages of life.
Yeah,
I get worried that I'm like, are you gonna be more antisocial as you're older?
Probably.
Less patient when you're older? All this kind of things that kind of like adds into it.
Dangerous times. That went deep. Well, we're gonna take a break.
Okay, before our pits.
Before the pit.
Before the pit of
doom. Thank you to Babbel for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage. So for most of us, learning a second language in high school or college wasn't exactly the high point
It sure
of
wasn't. Baby, I was trying to learn Spanish.
No.
Impossible. And I'm Mexican.
Well, guess what? Now, thanks to Babbel, the language learning app has sold more than 10 million subscriptions.
Insane.
Yeah, it's like an addictive, super
That's a small
fun-
country.
Oh, I know. It's crazy. It's a super fun and easy way to learn new languages, though.
I love that, you guys. Babbel basically teaches you bite-sized language lessons that you actually use in the real world. And you guys, and I feel like for me, I chose Spanish because my entire family is Mexican, and so therefore I actually do need to know Spanish. And so Babbel just makes it a lot easier to keep those words. I can keep it flowing.
Keep it flowing.
I can keep the conversation flowing in Spanish now, and it's a lot harder for me before.
Plus, Babbel's speech recognition technology helps to improve your pronunciation and accent.
And you guys, if you guys want, like, there's so many different languages. They have 14 different languages.
Ooh.
Spanish, French, Italian, German. There's so many different ones that you can choose from. So truly, there's no reason you should not try Babbel at least once.
There's an amazing deal they're offering you guys today. So right now, save up to 60% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/full. That's babbel.com/full for up to 60% off your subscription. Babbel, language for life.
I love 60%. That's amazing.
That's great.
Now it's pit time. Pit time.
You go first.
No, you go first. You
Okay.
did peak, and I did peak, and now
My
you did
pit's
pit, and I
not
did pit.
bad, but let's talk about it.
Might as well.
Okay, so I have these absolutely beautiful creatures. They're called ducks, and they fly in my pool.
I just love that it was such a embellishment of a duck.
You know, I have to embellish.
You really embellished a duck, okay?
I have to embellish. So I have these ducks, and they come flying in my pool multiple times a day, I would say. And my cat doesn't. The duck is as big as my cat. My cat can never kill the duck if it wanted to.
Yeah.
But it stalks it around the pool, and luckily she kind of runs it off. And
Yeah.
I say luckily because at first when they started doing it, I would go put my cats inside, and I wanted them to
You're
stay.
like, baby, you're so cute.
But my pool person was like, hey, you don't want these ducks. And I'm like, oh my God, why not? I want all the ducks at my house. And they're like, they will literally turn your house into a zoo. Like, cause she keeps like rescues ducks and stuff, like rescues like raccoons, ducks, and like all the animals that are found. She has a lot of land. So like anything that's found like in a suburban area, she'll take it and save it. So it's really sweet. But she's like, you don't want ducks. She has a ton of them, by the way. She has a pond. She was like, one, they'll shit everywhere, which by the way, their poo-poos are not little bird poopies. They're fat dumps.
Moomies and poopies?
They're mimmies and poopies. Mimmies and poopies are in my pool. And they're big and they poop all over the sidewalk. Dude, and I'm talking like a fat dump. Like they're not like little squirts, okay?
It's like a nugget.
It's like, wait, Ty, can we get the sound? It's a...
I love the sound bites.
Guys, that's my sound bite. So that gets off the sidewalk, and then basically she was like, if they lay the eggs in your backyard, which is what they're trying to find a space to do, she was like, it's over because
doomed. You're doomed.
You're gonna have those ducklings, and you got cats, and she's like, it's a nightmare. She
my God.
Yeah, she was like, my cat has already. Let me tell you, I was peeing in my spare bathroom, powder room downstairs. A baby duck walked past me like 2 years ago. A yellow baby duck.
You are literally lying to me right now.
This.
Across your bathroom?
When I tell you, I thought I was like
hallucinating.
Hallucinations.
What was in that tea?
Honey.
What the fuck?
My cat picked it
off.
It
just pitter pattered its little like.
My cat literally picked off the baby duck from its litter, if you will. I don't know what they are, ducklings.
I don't know. Yeah, like the line.
Peach, she picked it off and brought it inside. Luckily, she didn't hurt it at all.
She just picked it up and put it in. They
do that sometimes. A lot of times my cats don't hurt the creature. A lot of times
just,
they do.
Inside. Yeah, totally.
This one she didn't. So we immediately were like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So we didn't touch the duck because we realized we were hoping we could find the mom.
Of course.
And deliver it back to its mom, but we couldn't. The mom, there was no ducklings around. I have no idea where she got this duck, by the way. But anyways, we put it in the pool. We gave it a little ramp so it could get out of the pool, and we're like, what do? We found a wildlife club. We drove it an hour up into the Malibu mountains without touching it.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was so hard because we didn't want to put our scent on it. So we were like, ugh. And then we gave it to a rescue center.
Yeah.
It took an entire day out of our life. So imagine if we had ducklings in our backyard.
There's just no way.
It's not happening.
The thing is, I honestly, like, you know what's crazy? Is like, I would feel like, I don't know why in my head, like, ducklings are just like so cute.
Oh, they're so cute.
I would feel like worse about like a duckling getting hurt than like a regular bird.
Yeah.
You know? Just
absolutely.
It's like a duckling.
Just like people put baby on board on their car. Because like people would feel worse if something happened for a baby versus, which the thing is, I have to let everyone know. I wasn't planning on ramming your car.
Of course
before I
not.
knew you had
but
the
that
baby.
Makes it like there's almost like more guilt attached to it in a weird way.
Don't get close. There's a baby. You know, it's kind of like because we care more about young.
The little ones.
So my pool lady is basically like, anytime you see a duck in your pool, run it out.
Like,
just get it out. Shoo it away, because she was like, you're going to have a mess on your hands. And she's like, I'm going to have to come rescue all this
all over the pool.
I already have shit everywhere. They fly in there, immediately take a dump. Like,
They're
immediately.
like, oh, fuck, we just got in. It's been a long flight. Goddamn, where's my little thing that you put your legs on?
Like,
what's that called? Where's my squatty body?
They're like, there's the community toilet.
There it is.
My pool. They're huge.
It's dropping logs. They're dropping bombs and logs. Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's my trauma of the week.
Love it. Love your trauma of the week.
What's yours?
My trauma, you know what my trauma of the week? Not even trauma, it's just like my like pit.
I know, I'm being dramatic. Like, I need to stop.
So I stopped talking to the guy I was talking to. I know, from the East Coast. We just ended things like literally yesterday.
I already knew. I was just being dramatic.
I know you were. You literally already fucking knew. But I was gonna tell you guys because I was keeping the full fam informed. Mm-hmm. So we just stopped talking because, and it's not even the fact that like I don't like him anymore. He doesn't like me. I think it's like the distance thing.
It's hard.
He lives on the East Coast. I live on the West Coast. Like
it's hard because you guys don't know each other.
We can't know each other because we can't experience things together. We can't I think that experience is the cornerstone of any relationship. Mm-hmm. It's like doing things with them. I agree. And like my mind, like I feel like that's what I envision is that like when I'm doing stuff with you, then we can like experience things, and that's how we grow as like a relationship, a couple, a friendship, anything. Like doing things with your friends, doing things with people that you love, that's what bonds you.
Yeah.
It's not just texting.
You can't.
It's not FaceTiming. It's like you need more than that. At least I do. I need more than that.
You're a millennial.
I'm a millennial.
You need a real connection.
I'm Gen Z, actually.
He's out here trying it.
That's
and
weird,
I'm going to go ahead and pump the brakes. I'm going to pump them.
That's really weird because I'm actually 21.
Are you? Oh, my God.
But no, so we just had the conversation yesterday and just like, you know what? I feel like if he's in the city and lives here, great. If I lived in East Coast, great. Maybe it could happen in the future. We didn't completely close it off forever, but we just kind of, officially kind of like stopped talking, like not dating anymore. But we were like for like 2.5 months.
Well,
we're like talking like for a good bit, and I really, really, really liked him, of course.
Well, we'll see what the future holds because I mean, maybe he'll come to LA. No,
maybe like if he moves to LA,
would you
open
lives
here because he did leave here?
Would you open the conversation back up if he moves here?
I think so.
Yeah,
I really do. I think that obviously depending on where we were, like if he wasn't dating somebody and I wasn't dating someone, then I definitely would love to reopen that conversation because we did have such fun together and we had a great time together and I'm attracted to him and all that stuff. So I feel like it like really does like it would be such a great. Perfect little niche because the thing is I can't fly to New York all the time. I'm busy as fuck. He has a job. He's busy as fuck too. Like we can't like just constantly like steal these moments.
Yeah.
Like we need more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially in the beginning of a relationship.
Especially in the beginning. More. After you guys have like had a bunch of experiences.
Totally.
Really gotten to know each other, gotten really close. And then maybe something long distance.
For sure.
Could definitely.
But we don't have that like yet. So it's like
so early on.
It's too early on. So I think we're just kind of calling it on pause for now. And so we're just kind of, doing our separate thing.
Wow.
So that's kind of my pit.
That is a pit. That sucks, but I'm proud of you for having the relationship.
Yeah, the experience.
And the experience and meeting him and continuing onward.
I'm glad that we both like went for it. I really am. Inching?
Oh my God, I think I have a bug bite on my boob.
No, you don't.
It hurts. Something bit me.
Right now?
Yeah.
Laura, is there some mosquitoes in here?
Manny's phobia is bug bites.
Especially mosquitoes. I'm allergic.
He'll be whelping up. I don't think it's a skeeter.
Then what is it, Laura? Is it a tick?
Probably. Honestly.
Is it a flea?
It's probably a flea.
Is it lice?
It's a spider. Guys, I got bit on my back by a spider.
Oh my God, you did.
Do you remember that?
Dude, yes. It had two little fang fucking things.
And I had the biggest knot ever
Laura.
on my back for probably like a month or two. Like the biggest knot on my back from the spider bite. A big nodule. Definitely should have went to a doctor.
Ugh.
I did not go.
She didn't go. She's not. I feel like you're not even the type that's like gonna go to the doctor for anything.
No.
Laura's like wanting to take Tylenol. Like she's like that girl.
No, I don't even. I'm like, don't do anything.
Is this a Virgo? The guy I was dating is a Virgo.
The same way?
They actually have the same birthday.
Say it.
That's a real gag. The fact that he had the same birthday as Laura, same exact day, like is shocking to me. One.
That freaked me out.
That freaked me out too. But he's like, I'm not taking Tylenol. I'm taking none of that shit. And I'm like, why? I grew up because my mom's like a nurse. So I grew up with like medicine and like it's just so normal to me.
Like go to the doctor.
Go to doctors. Like it's all that's very, very like normal. And like I grew up with that. And I wanted to be a surgeon. Like I'm so used to that vibe. So whenever I meet people, I'm always like, why not? Just what's going on?
What's going on?
Like literally it's what's going on. It's
me,
shocking.
I'm
You're like, no.
We'll never know what's going on.
We'll never know because I'm never going to the doctor.
I'm not going.
But you know what's crazy? Because a lot of people are like that. Though.
I go to the gyno once a year.
Okay, but I feel like that's important.
And that's all you get.
Is that it's once a year, right? That you go? Mm-hmm. That's like the vajayjay
for
doctor,
the pap
right?
smear, yeah.
What's a pap smear?
They check for cervical cancer.
Oh, okay, got it. Do they do a scrape? Mm-hmm. Laura.
Of my
they scrape your cervix?
Uterus wall. Or cervix. I don't even know
what do they scrape?
Listen, I don't even know what they're scraping in there.
But there's a scrape.
I just know I want to get the F
Does it
out
hurt
of there.
when they do it?
It is pretty uncomfortable, but it's over quick.
It makes me want to grab my balls. It has nothing to do with like
gynos are really clever too because what they do is they'll walk in the room.
My pee-pee twitch.
They'll be like, "Oh my God, how are you?" And you're like, "Oh, good."
Yeah.
And they'll like, I think they put notes in your chart because they'll like pick up conversations and ask you questions, and they never take a breath while they're doing it, and you don't. You're just like
you're not paying attention to what's happening.
You're like, "Whoa, it happens
like boom,
so
boom,
fast."
Boom,
they're
boom.
smart. They
but that's good though because they want it to be as comfortable for you as possible because they know it's uncomfortable.
They're good. They're good at what they do.
I love that.
Yeah.
Should we get into the
questiones? Let's do it.
Should we get into the questiones?
We have to take a break. I'm so tired of taking a break. I just want to talk.
Me too.
We'll be right back.
Thank you so much to Blenders for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage, you guys. Fresh from San Diego, California.
That's where you're from.
And I ain't just talking about me. Comes the sunglasses brand that is absolutely freaking blowing me away. I'm getting like the most just shooky feelings from it. Blenders Eyewear.
Ooh, we love a little Blenders, you guys. They have the coolest sunglasses and eyewear out there.
Quality, sturdy, stylish, creative, show-stopping, wonderful, iconic.
I also like that they're like a mid-price range, so you're not gonna break the bank to get some eyewear out here.
And I feel like it's hard because with me, I feel like I actually lose my glasses all the time.
Oh my God, me too.
Like sunglasses are something for me that I'm like, dude, I have such a hard time keeping track of them. So when I don't want to invest a lot of money on sunglasses, but I still want them to be high quality.
You want nice stuff still.
I want them to be nice, but I don't want to be like, oh my God, that's gonna break the bank.
You know what's cool about them too? It's not just sunglasses. They have prescription glasses, readers, and blue lights as well as a snow collection with like goggles for like skiing and stuff.
Because like your eyes get really messed up. If you don't have glasses on when you're skiing,
It
like
protects
goggles.
your eyes.
I've literally had the like little yellowing on the inner part of my eyes because I don't wear sunglasses as much. So now I'm like, I have to wear some Blender.
No
Hello.
way. Yeah, and you have light eyes too.
Blenders is out here helping me.
So guys, they have an amazing deal. If you want to score 50% off your Blenders purchase, visit blenderseyewear.com and enter the promo code FULLVIP. That's blenderseyewear.com, code FULLVIP for 15% off. Blenders, rocked with pride worldwide.
I love Pride.
Thank you to Merit for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage. Can we be honest? Applying makeup can sometimes be like a 30-step process, and it's like so much work, especially in the morning whenever you have a ton to do.
Yes,
it's
and
like,
not enough time to do it.
Yeah, it kind of gets crazy with all the different products, but you can get back to the essentials with Merit.
I love that Merit has this gorgeous little 5-minute morning kit that helps you just kind of apply your makeup super, super quickly. It's a makeup brand, you guys, and it's just a brand that makes makeup more simple.
Have a minimalistic approach to beauty.
And I feel like that's really, really cool. I feel like minimal makeup is really in right now too. Everyone kind of wants that like barely there, that subtle glow. And I think that Merit is a really, really, really good way to go when it comes to that.
They also offer a wide variety in shades and skin tones. They have a team that can also help you find your perfect match.
And the cool thing too, you guys, is that Merit believes in accessible luxury. Therefore, it's going to be luxurious, high-end, gorgeous quality without it breaking the bank. And I love that.
So we have a little deal here. Upgrade your makeup routine with Merit. Head to meritbeauty.com/full and get their free signature reusable makeup bag with your purchase. That's MERIT beauty.com/full for their free signature reusable makeup bag. meritbeauty.com/full.
Okie dokie.
Oh yeah, I'm like literally taking a break.
Laura's like this. Like with her hair on camera, looking at the camera, like
I went
taking
into
a break.
another world.
She zoned out fully.
Zoned out, guys.
I'm so dead.
Oh.
Okay, so we have the content creator confessions tag questions. Question number 1: how do you feel about the term influencer, and do you feel you are one?
I would prefer to be called content creator, but I don't really care. I've been called much worse than an influencer.
I have to. I've been called much worse for much longer.
If that's what you want to call me, all day.
For me, I honestly, I really don't
I'll
care.
take
I
it.
also like content creator more. I'll even take YouTuber over influencer.
Over influencer,
Because
yeah.
I think influencer, the term itself, it's just kind of like,
Well, I'm
I don't
not
know.
here just to influence you.
Totally. I'm just like
that's
sharing,
not-
you're sharing the life.
Yeah, that maybe it does influence you, but like that's
Totally,
not
that's not the
always my
point.
motive. So that's why
So it
I
makes it seem like there's
prefer-
almost like, it's like ulterior motives when someone's
It
called it
does.
just an influencer. It's like, oh, it's like ulterior motive-y kind of thing, and that's not
But
what
just
it
know
is.
if you call us that, we literally don't care.
Well, we don't care either.
No.
Like, I'm not like, I don't pay attention to it enough. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm used to it
Right.
enough now that I don't really care. But when you really think about it, it's like, that's not all we do.
Yeah, yeah.
We're just people.
We're just
Anyway,
people.
how did you decide to become a content creator? How did you decide?
Someone I knew was hooking up a laptop to a TV, and this was 10 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And they were showing me how you can now do that. Like you can play the
Oh.
screen from your laptop on your TV with an HDMI cord. How cool, right? And so they just clicked on a YouTube video just to show me, just to be like, look, you can watch YouTube on your TV
Yes,
because you can
yes.
have the screens together. And I was like, wow. And they just so happened to like click a Candy Johnson What's in My Bag video.
Oh my God, how cute.
And honey,
Come on, Candy.
when I knew what I
OG.
wanted to do for the rest of my life after I saw that video, it was done for.
Candy influenced you.
It was her What's in the Bag video from like 10, 11 years ago.
Dude, that's fucking
I knew exactly what I wanted to do till the day I died.
Oh, I love that. For me, content creator wise, mine was like more on a whim. It was all in secret. I felt like I was living a double-edged life.
Right.
I was living the Hannah Montana life, and I was more so creating content online. I wasn't creating content to be like a content creator. I was literally just like showing what I did on Instagram because I was like, oh, I'm like already wearing makeup to work. Like I'll take a photo and show what I'm wearing, and it developed into being a content creator. That's what I did full time. But I didn't have the intention of starting out being like, I'm gonna be a content creator. I was just Jesus Christ on a cracker.
I was trying to hold it in. My eyes were seeing water.
Let it out. Let it out.
Sorry.
So yeah, so for me, it actually wasn't a plan. It literally was just kind of happened.
It just happened, honey.
It just happened. Okay, what's your experience with knowing other creators in life? Good or bad?
Both.
Both.
I have met some of the craziest people of my existence, and I've met some of the most inspiring people that have changed my life. Everybody's changed my life.
Thank you.
In one way or another.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so sick of you. He's the crazy one I was talking about.
I'm actually the psychopath
He's the psychopath I was talking
I'm forcing her to say all these things. I would say 100% both. I've met horrible people and I've met amazing, incredible, iconic people. So I think for me, it's like I've had both experiences. I will say I lean so much more on the positive, on the good
For sure.
end than the bad, but I've definitely had both experiences for sure.
Agreed.
Do you accept sponsorships and how do you feel about them?
Yeah.
Yeah? Fuck yeah. We're going to take a break right now and answer not sponsored.
We're like, no, we prefer not
we would
to.
never. No, absolutely.
It's part of how we make money for a living. And it is something you earn after doing this
For so long.
I feel like it's an amazing privilege we get to
I think
work
it's a
with
huge
brands.
privilege.
Yeah, it's huge.
And I think that as long as you're disclosing it, as long as you're doing it for, the right reasons and you've used the products you like it and all that stuff, I think that there's nothing wrong with it at all.
Number one, disclose,
Oh,
like say it's sponsored if it's sponsored, because I just always think then it's fair to your audience because they then know why you're saying the talking points, like why you're doing that part of the video.
Absolutely. I think that's super, super important. I think as long as you're disclosing and I think
Being
as long
fair
as you're
with
doing
your
it
audience.
properly, I think that's like the most important thing. And I think that if you are offered a sponsorship and you like the products, like the brand, fucking do it.
Fuck yeah, it's an amazing
Absolutely.
opportunity.
You should do that. You should take advantage of an opportunity like that. And as long as you're disclosing properly, fuck yeah, do it. Have you had an experience with a brand that left a bad taste in your mouth?
Yeah.
A million.
Yeah. Yeah.
One, I would say a gazillion.
I've had some trying times occasionally, and sometimes it'll be like the best brand ever, but they're so difficult to work with. And I can promise you this, I am not difficult to work with.
You're not.
I am not,
You're not.
a diva
No.
in this world.
I'm the same. I'm the exact same. Like I'm not like yo, just send me the talking points ahead of time. Let me know what you're wanting, what you're asking of me, so I can do that. Because the thing is, for me, a lot of the times brands will ask for a round of edits. They'll ask. They're allowed that, absolutely. You know what I mean? Of course. But like we as creators want to know all that information ahead of time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I can make the content to the best of my ability and not have to go in and edit and reshoot, do anything, that's what I insist on.
I also think there's multiple times. I mean, listen, you always get a brief and stuff, and like what they need from you, what the campaign's about.
Yep.
So you kind of know what you're getting yourself into before you get into it, right? So it's fair game.
Absolutely.
But I feel like sometimes brands, they do these campaigns and they have no idea what they're doing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I could make this so great, but the way
hold on so tight.
You're not the content creator and you're not making the content, and like you don't have the audience I do, and I know like
what's gonna work,
what would come from me naturally.
Yes.
And it's like brands are like have so much red tape and they want it to be sometimes so commercially, and it's like I respect that. I do, because I know they have red tape and I understand, but it's like I also, as the actual creator, know how we can make this thing amazing.
The worst part's when they're like, read this verbatim.
Oh!
And I'm like,
yeah.
that's like always just the worst. For me, like, I don't when it comes to like working with brands in that capacity, I think for me is like, I don't like to not be me, right?
You
I don't
want
like
to say it in your own voice.
I want to say it in the way of my own voice. I want to be able to curse if I want to curse. I understand where they're coming from. They want it to be more PC. I totally get that. It's branded work. I think just for me, I feel like it comes across more genuine if I'm able to talk about it the way I want to and not talk about like this has AHAs and this is why it's so good for you. You know, like I feel like
yeah.
I'm like, yo, this made my skin fucking bomb because it
Yeah.
had the AHA in it and it made me smooth as fuck.
Yeah.
I like saying that instead of saying like why AHAs work.
Yeah.
Like that to me, because that makes
Right.
more sense.
Right.
So I think things like that make it difficult as a creator because you want it to be a certain way, but they want it a certain way as well. So it's a give and take.
It's a give and take.
It's absolutely a give and take. Okay. How do you deal with negative comments?
I think negative comments are a waste of time and no one should deal with them at all.
I agree. I literally have so many turned off words so I don't have to deal with them.
Also, Mr. Beast is the largest YouTuber and most viewed YouTuber and most subscribed YouTuber. So largest YouTuber. I just quoted him. So
He said that?
he's right. Yes.
It's the truth.
That's what he had to say. So what he said, I said. Like, I am going to go to the top of the food chain here and I'm going to repeat after him. And that's what I agree with completely.
I couldn't agree. I could not agree more. You don't have to deal with them.
Don't. They're a waste
Out of
of your
sight,
time.
out of mind.
Waste of your time.
Okay, let's see. What's your biggest pet peeve when it comes to comments? Same thing kind of applies.
I guess critiquing, I would
Oh,
say.
yes. Because we were just kind of talking about this
We were
point.
talking.
Like of how it's
Like
like,
one- like
different ways of
somebody-
life are a thing.
Yeah.
People have different lives.
Like I work so hard sometimes and I get it. Like people don't see that side of it. So they don't really
Yeah.
like necessarily think of it that way. But it sucks like, oh, that's all you thought is
Yeah.
like it's not good. Like that's all you have to say. Nothing
Yeah.
else. Like
Like, it
nothing
didn't
else.
resonate
It,
in the-
nothing
in the
else
way you wanted it to.
resonated. Like
Yeah.
looks great or
Bro, it's actually that's the worst. It was like when they take the one thing in the video that's like the one
the one
off
little
thing.
in the
I'd be like,
30-minute
dang.
video. In the 30-minute
Like,
video.
god damn, Manny, that one hair on your shoulder was so distracting. That one and that
And I
one
couldn't
minute.
even
And I'm
watch the
like,
video. I had to click off.
I'm like, you guys, please. Like that. Those are definitely pet peeves of mine as well. Like that's
But then
annoying
you get
as
these
fuck.
99% of fucking amazing
Angels.
people.
Angels.
They keep me going. They keep me
Like,
going.
same here. Honestly, that really, it truly like.
It's the
you guys don't even
angels.
realize like even like on the pod comments like I like to read them. Like I like to go in there and I love reading them. I love seeing the positive comments and I love seeing you guys saying that this is the reason I even say your favorite podcast is because you guys say it's your favorite podcast. And
On
I love that. And
Friday.
it makes me like genuinely happy as a person. And I love seeing those comments. And you guys don't even realize like how much like a comment can really like make us happy.
The full fam brings me a many joy.
It really does. That's why we fucking do this.
Yeah.
And like
You
we
guys are
love doing it
awesome.
because you guys make us so happy. And like I genuinely love
Like so
doing
happy
it.
that like I want to show you our shelves and
Yes,
like
yes.
everything
We want
because
you
you're
to take
such
you
a
in
part
more.
of this.
You cursing on this channel?
It's shocking.
That's shocking for people. And I love
It's
that
for
because
my
it's
full
like
fam.
because for the full fam, it's like we're letting you in more on the pod channel than we do on our other channels because we feel like a closer connection.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
you're just like a little bit more like there's just a little more oomph. It's almost as if it's like our Patreon.
Yeah.
Or it's our like little like sub thing, but it's free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really, really like it. Let's see. What is your favorite part about being a content creator?
Well, I kind of have two parts.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy being able to be creative without like a boss above me telling me this is what you're making this week. Like that
100%.
creative freedom and that I get
Yes.
to continuously create and the connection with my subscribers.
For me, I would definitely say I agree with you wholeheartedly on both those. For me, I would say it's definitely like the freedom of it, being able to also take care of my family and being able to help them. Like when you are your own boss, the freedom that comes with it is so liberating. It's also very stressful. It's a different kind of stress. It's much different kind of stress than it is like a 9 to 5 because you know where the check's coming from constantly. It's like you know what's going on. Whereas when you're on your boss, it's like you're like, okay, we gotta fucking hustle.
We gotta
We gotta
hustle
make
it.
fucking
We
shit
gotta
work. We gotta make it
figure it
happen.
out.
We have to figure it out. But there's a lot more good than bad
Oh,
when it comes to being a content creator. Absolutely.
Definitely.
What is your least favorite part about being a content creator?
Ooh, great question. I would say that being a content creator, you have to, in order to really do it well, I think you have to share so much of your life all the time consistently. Whereas celebrities act in their movies, they're not even showing who they are as a person in their movies. They're acting in a movie and then they do a couple interviews. They don't share. They can be so private and so
elusive.
famous.
Yep.
So famous and so private.
Same with singers, like same thing.
You know, and for us, for content creators, we give it all. We give it all, and we take every bit of that criticism back and the hate back and the opinions back. Whereas, and a great example of that is Will Smith and Jada. That's an example of putting it out there like we have to. They put it out there, and that's an example of what it's like. It's horrible.
To be a
like,
creator.
like look how they got treated after opening up about their relationship when they didn't have to.
Exactly.
I would.
But that's
say,
why a lot of celebrities don't do it because they're even on a
they
higher
don't do it
pedestal
because
than
they don't have
content
to. They don't have to. We have to.
We do.
What's that for you?
Oh, for me, I would actually say, I think the hard part being creative for me is the idea of never turning off.
Oh, yeah.
And that part kind of overwhelms me a little bit. It's because like when I worked my normal jobs, I always like knew that there was a time I would clock in and a time I would clock out, and I wouldn't think about work.
Not even
I wouldn't even think about it at all.
Honey.
Listen, don't get me wrong. I will not trade what I do now to go back to that. I want to keep that very clear. I think that what I do now is easier than working those jobs because that was just a different kind of work, like manually, like physically, it was a different kind of work. But the idea that I am like always going, and that's like a 24/7 where I'm like, I wake up, I think about it.
There's no way. I don't even know how to turn it off.
No, me neither. I don't either. Because the thing is, if I'm not thinking about, let's say, content creating or like being Manny anyway, I'm thinking about being the CEO of Lunar Beauty.
The brands.
Like
the
I think about that. I think about all that stuff, and I think about my family. Like they work for Lunar Beauty.
The publicists, the agents, the events.
It's never
the
off.
other influence. I mean, it is.
It's never off. When I go out to the club and I go out to the dinner and like that, I'm always on. I'm always prepared because the thing is, I know and I can tell people like are video recording me. I don't want to ever be caught off guard in like a weird way. Like I don't want like, let's say I want to have be an inhibitionist for like one moment and go on the dance floor and just like make out with a stranger. I don't really want like that to be seen for everyone. You know what I mean? Like, and I've seen people recording me in the club. I've seen people recording me, and that part of it makes it slightly harder. And that's part like where I'm like, okay, I'm always constantly aware of what's going on, so I'm never technically off, if that makes sense, unless I'm literally in my room, phone off, watching TV.
I try to like think of the days like whenever I would like clock out of work and go out and get drunk with my girlfriends or do whatever, go live my life. Like I wouldn't even think of work for a second, but then I try to be like, hey, remember grass is always greener.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like don't get too caught up in those thoughts. Like it was such a bliss time for what it was, but like be so grateful. You know what I mean?
It doesn't mean I'm not grateful. I don't
No, I don't think you're not grateful.
No, totally. I think neither of us are ungrateful, but it is kind of really fascinating to see like when you live this life and the way you do it, like let's say like the amount of stress I had as a waiter is vastly lower.
Exactly.
But mind you, I was younger and I lived with my parents. I had less responsibility.
I didn't. I lived on my own.
And you,
I
know you did. But even still, then it was less stress.
Way less.
It was less.
I paid all my bills, car insurance. I mean, like literally every. I have been completely dependent from my parents.
Independent.
Since I was independent. I'm sorry, independent from my parents since I was very young, and this is 20 million times more stressful.
It's just
than anything I've ever done.
Again, but this is also like us. Like we're not like we've lived different life. If you've had difficult times, like I've seen comments that were like, oh well, like you guys don't know because like we. You know, well, I'm living paycheck to paycheck and da, da, da. And I'm like, no, I get that. Like, I understand. Like, if that's your struggle, I totally get it. But you have to understand, too, that we haven't lived that life. I have not. So I can only speak on my own personal experiences because I do. When I see people comment like, oh, Manny, like, I can't relate to that. And I'm like, well, I can only live, like, the life I live.
Right. Like, what do you...
Like, I can't be like, oh, yeah, I can't. I would never lie and be like, yeah, I live paycheck to paycheck, too. I didn't live paycheck to paycheck. I lived with my parents till I was 25. You know what I mean? To save up money to be able to go.
But it's like you shouldn't...
But I shouldn't feel guilty about that.
You shouldn't feel bad
and I don't. I just want to explain
that. Yeah, I know, right?
You know,
but it feels like
weird.
people don't want you. Some people don't want you to be stressed or say, complain, or
they want me to complain about my life right now.
Or they want you to say your life is perfect.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not.
And I've had hard times. It's not like I haven't.
Of course.
But I'm not. That doesn't negate the fact that there is not stressful time. Like I do stress sometimes.
Yes,
and I go through the gigs nowadays more than I did back then.
Yes.
Because I have much more stress. I have much more like worries in my mind. Mentally, I'm more stressed. Physically, I was more stressed back then.
Yeah.
Mentally, I'm more stressed now.
Yeah.
And it's just a different kind of stress.
I feel that.
And that's just what it fucking is.
And both stresses
are
real.
And they're fucking real. Next question. Do you edit your own content? And if so, do you enjoy it?
Yes and no.
Yes and no of what?
I edit some. I don't edit some.
Okay, got it. Yeah, you know, it's true. Yeah, you're
like
right. And do you enjoy it when you do?
If I have an idea that I'm trying to execute, like a specific one, I won't give it to my editor because I'm like,
You know what you
I
want.
know what I want,
Yep.
and like I just need. It's like a passion thing. I gotta
Yep,
like
you feel it.
I'm filming certain things a certain way because I need it to turn out a certain way. Control thing too.
Totally.
But my editor for YouTube gets a lot of my content.
Absolutely.
What about you?
I don't edit any more of my YouTube content. I always edit like my real stuff or like my Instagram. So I always edit those things.
Yeah.
But I don't for YouTube anymore because I had gone to the point where I was getting too overwhelmed and too stressed. And I was
Totally.
like, a lot of the battle with uploading a video was the editing process because I could film for an hour to 2 hours, but the edit process would take me like 6.
You can't get videos up.
And I can't get videos up as fast. So I'm like, no, I'm be so drained from it. And even then, even now I can upload like 1 to 2 a week. And I'm like, that's my like fucking max right now. Where I'm like overwhelmed at
Same.
that. So I can't imagine to the point where I was editing all myself.
Oh, there would never be videos going
Because
up.
there would never be videos going because I really couldn't do it. I would not have enough time in the days to be able to put that up. But I'm so grateful for all the editors out there. And like, if you guys are editors out there, you're fucking amazing and you're fucking awesome.
Also, if you like editing, that is a career path. And
Absolutely.
especially in 2022, it's a very real career path.
It can be
So
elusive too.
something to
Lucrative,
think
I
about.
mean.
If
Not elusive. It could be lucrative.
It could be elusive too, depending on who
elusive.
you're editing for.
Yeah, totally. Okay, next question. So we're on question 11 and there's 17 total. So we have just about 6 or 7 more left.
Alrighty.
Where do you draw the line in regard to sharing on social media?
We were just talking about this.
I know.
How funny.
How crazy. I did not realize that was one of the next questions because I had screenshotted it.
I have a lot of friend stuff that are, I have a lot of friends that are not influencers that you guys don't know about that I talk to regularly. And I have a lot of family stuff that I don't talk about that's shocking you guys don't know, because I know I've shared so much about my family. That's why I say shocking, because like I've put a lot out there, but you guys will be shocked at how much I don't put out there and won't put out there, and like how many people are so heavy in my life that you guys haven't even heard of. And I do that on purpose because I need that for me. I need that for me.
You need
and
you
so
time.
that's me self-loving myself in those relationships, and just like that part of me that I need to not be on social media.
I would agree exactly in that end. And that's how it is for me. Same with my family stuff. The thing is, for my family, a lot of them don't want to be in my socials. Like my
very
parents,
fair.
my brothers, they don't really want to be on it. They don't want to really be shown on it. They don't feel comfortable on it as much. I've been doing this for years. I'm comfortable about it. I know this is what I do for a living, but they don't. So I keep a lot of that stuff private. Same with a lot of my relationship stuff. Keep a lot of that private. Because the thing is, for a long time on YouTube and on social media and all that stuff, I felt like you'd have to like show your friendships off.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, look, I am friends with them. Look, I swear, look, we're hanging out.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about that anymore. Like,
Me
I literally
either.
do not care. I'm like, I can have my relationships in the real life, and I can have my online relationships too. And it doesn't need to be intermingling all the time or offline, online, things like that. I just want to make sure that the relationship that I'm with knows I care for them as a human being, and it doesn't matter to me if it's online or if it's offline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, as long as it's, a real friendship, like that's what I really care about. So I think for me, it's about like showing that, like, if I feel the moment to snap a photo of us, sure. If I don't, then I don't.
I would say the only downside I see from not sharing more, I know people, they can't help but to assume because all they have is what I've
Yeah,
shown them. Like,
totally.
how can they assume anything else? Like, that's not fair. So, like, the only thing is, like, people, I think, assume, like, I only talk to people that are on social media. You know what I
Totally,
mean? When I have
totally.
so much more of a life, I just don't share it because, like, I cherish it as, like, my piece of me, my piece of privacy, I guess.
Absolutely. I think everyone needs like their own boundaries.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, everyone has like their own personal boundaries that they
Everyone.
have. And a lot of people will, share things. A lot of people won't. And like that,
Yeah.
you have to respect people's boundaries in that way.
Totally.
Next question. Name one thing you wish you knew before you started out.
Oh, mine would. Well, I'll let you start because I'm taking over and I'm
No,
starting on the
it's not.
questions.
I'm literally answering the exact same things. Name one thing you wish you knew before starting out. I think for me, I wish I would have known that it would have taken the amount of work it took. I wish I could have been more prepared because the thing is, for me, I didn't set out on social media to be a creator.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For me, I started, it kind of just happened. And I wasn't like prepared for it because, I wanted to be a surgeon. I wanted to do all these different things with my life. And it kind of got thrust upon me and I ran with it and I didn't like, let the opportunity slide. But it wasn't like
Yeah.
my plan. It wasn't like my goal. I wasn't like planning on doing it. And I wish I would have been more prepared
Yeah.
for what it could have been. Because the thing is, I was very sensitive. Like, I grew up extremely sensitive because of like obviously growing up in the closet, all that kind of stuff. I would like hide a lot of my emotions, but I was very sensitive inside. And I think that being on social media, like in the beginning, it was really hard for me because I was like, oh my God, these people fucking hate me. Or like, in the beginning, especially like when I started 8-9 years ago, the amount of hate comments I would get for being gay was
man, you guys,
vastly
I
intense.
remember,
Do you remember those comments?
like you and Patrick and a couple
all
others.
the boys, like the boys that were doing it.
It just wasn't really seen from mainstream
It
beauty
wasn't like a
brands,
thing.
and it was freaking
It was vicious.
Vicious.
It was vicious. It was vicious from the people, from the comments, from the brands. Even I would have like not vicious comments, but like the opportunities weren't there, right?
No,
so
they weren't.
It was just like such a different time, and I wish I would have known that things would have gotten easier and things would have gotten better, and I would have just been more prepared.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess at the end of the day, like I don't regret any of it because it's made me who I am today, and I'm so grateful for the doors I've opened for myself and for so many others. But I wish I could have been just a little bit more prepared.
Yeah.
For what it actually took, 'cause I wasn't really prepared for it.
My God. What was the question?
I know. No, I feel you.
What is something?
The question is, name one thing you wish you knew before you started out. Or when you were starting out, like before you started out.
I think I wish I just like would have believed in myself way more.
Yeah.
I think because we kind of pioneered this thing out here in LA. Like we didn't, I didn't know what I was doing. I was always hesitant, not 100% confident in myself. And I just wish like I just could have came in really quick, gave myself a quick hug and be like, hey, keep doing what you're doing.
It's gonna be fine.
Focus on yourself. You got it.
Absolutely.
You got it. Like I wish, but you know what? Hindsight's 2020.
That's exactly how I feel. Hindsight's 2020.
And I wouldn't be the person I am today if I didn't get to experience every experience I have experienced.
Same. Okay, fucking Kylie and Kendall.
3 experiences in one
Experiencing. This is the year of experiencing things while we're experiencing things. Is there any change you'd like to make to your content in the future?
I don't know specifically, but I would like to keep going in the lifestyle route that I'm going. And I would also like to, so for a while, I feel like humor was frowned upon, and it kind of was.
I feel like in the beauty world it was.
In the beauty world, I've always felt like this, like I ain't trying to call myself an outcast for real.
Okay, I was just gonna say not an outcast, but
But what would you call it?
No,
right?
I was gonna say not an outcast, but an outcast.
But an outcast.
But like it's more so black sheep, I would say.
Yeah.
Even like just a slightly different.
Because my content isn't baddie Instagrammer.
Yeah, it's just different vibes.
I loved humor, and I still do, but now we have TikTok, and suddenly
everyone's funny.
And I'm like,
no, everyone swears they're funny.
So
no, okay, I'm just being shady. I'm just being shady now. No, but it's just funny because I do see that. I feel like I'm seeing more of like people, like especially like beauty creators coming out of their shell more.
I've never been scared to show my full personality
Same.
and be the
In that way.
goofball that
Yeah.
I am. But I have felt a hair bit outcasty because of it.
Judged specifically.
Because of it in this industry. I really have.
100%.
Because of my goofy ass self. And now I've never let that stop me. Through and through, my content's goofy, but the way I've always felt is a little bit off. Now that we have TikTok, I'm like, I'm about to be my dumbest self that I can be.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like even more authentically yourself. Just like getting to show whatever the fuck you want to
Like,
show, not being worried about anything.
I'm a dork.
Absolutely.
I am the dorkiest, crazy nutcase ever. And I hate pretending to be a badass, which I am a badass. But I just want to be me.
Like you don't have to like want to always be the IG baddie model. Like that's not what you
want that.
are. Like you're not just that. You're not just a hottie.
Yeah.
You're so much more than that, and that's kind of like what we're saying. Like, but in the beauty community for a long time, it was more so like you showed the beauty and you didn't show like what was behind the scenes.
Nope.
You didn't show like the inside.
But
whereas us as creators showed the inside more.
We did. So I've always felt just a hair bit outcasty.
Or just like judged. I felt judged. I mean, even at events, like especially in the beginning, guys, I really was like, I feel like that's also why I like latched on to Laura, latched on to Patrick, latched on to like Nikita, Gabriel, all these people.
They were all personality driven.
Less like beauty orientated. Not that they weren't beauty orientated, but they were like so forward personality wise. And I felt like I stuck a lot with that because I felt like I saw something of myself in them. In a way.
Even Jackie Aina is another good example.
Oh, absolutely.
Huge personality driven.
Funny as fuck.
Funny as fuck.
It's like, it was very, but I think, again, because when I started out, I was like, right out the gate, I was cursing. Like, I was like, I'm going to be me. I don't give a fuck what you guys say. I'm the gay bitch next door. Like, what's up?
I was really goofy.
And you were goofy and you still
am.
are. You still are. But like, it's just funny because that's not what it was in the beginning.
And then that was just,
and now everyone's like, I'm goofy, I'm quirky.
I do feel like it pushed us together.
I 100% think
it
that
was the personality.
Do you remember when like
content.
people thought we were like the like shady mean group? Not even like the mean group, but we were like the prissy ones. When literally we were just the outcast trying to come together.
Literally. Literally.
Like, that's the gag. People like really thought that we were the Mean Girls group.
Yeah.
And we dead ass were just like, we felt outcasted from everyone for so long.
Came
that we came together just to like have a
Nikita
safe...
Dragon,
Me,
you, and Gabriel Zamora. Yes.
We literally were just like, like
Together.
glued, just because we had felt like in our way we were ostracized from other people in the community.
Right.
For so long.
We weren't sickening enough.
Exact. I just felt I'm like, oh my
That's
God,
just
I'm
what it
like,
was.
I felt so different.
That's
I
just
felt
what
so
it
different from everyone
was.
else.
Yes.
And that's just what it was. And that's, I mean, I'm speaking for me and Laura, obviously, like they can speak for themselves, but that's like how we had felt at the time was very like, yo, I feel like I just needed to be
like we didn't fit
in our own little bubble.
And
because
honey,
I was
we were
freaked out by
safe.
it. And
We
we
were
were safe
safe.
because we knew each other. We understood each other's vibes. We understood each other's humor, all that stuff. And that's
we
like
made
what
really
I wanted.
funny content together.
Made fucking
too.
hilarious content together. And I loved it.
Yeah,
I
me
loved that
too.
kind of content.
Me too.
But yeah, that's why I would definitely, I don't even know what that was when the question. Oh, that's the changing what you like to make in your content. I don't know how we got to there. We trailed, but for me, I would say I would also like to go into the more lifestyle stuff too.
What just happened?
I blacked out. Laura, we blacked out. We blacked out. For me, I would also like just kind of go in that same vibe. Like I like to do like, you know, like lifestyle stuff out, like we're going shopping together, or even like
So
hauls,
fun.
like things like that. I think it's really cute, and I do like to kind of teeter on that. But I also still enjoy loving to do like testing new makeup out, and I still like doing that.
A
But I also
mixture.
want to do I want to do more of a mix as well, because I really really enjoy it. Okay, what company collab is your dream?
Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper.
Oh, 100%.
Someone tell them. Someone
I feel
tell
like it's time. I think that you need to have a Laura Lee taste.
Dr. Pepper took me on a trip
Oh, I remember
with
that,
some other
dude.
people to like fly in a zero gravity plane where literally they shot a plane straight up in the sky and let it drop out of the sky. So therefore we float.
Zero gravity.
I can't remember how many times we did it. I want to say like 20 times.
That's freaky as fuck, Loki.
I didn't care. I'm the type. I'm a bit of a daredevil. Like I'm literally.
You'll
I
do
don't
it.
care. I'll do it. Like I just
You'll do
don't
it.
care. Sure.
She'll like go in the ocean,
Literally don't care.
and that like to me that's shocking. But like
Don't
that's
care.
like so normal. It's like
No.
everyone else like watching.
I'm also from the South though, and Southern girls. I'm looking at you. Like you're just kind of raised to be
Oh my god!
like.
Did you see that girl that like will stick her fucking hand in
hand
the
in the-
mud and there's
get
a
a
fucking
snake.
fish?
Oh no! Oh yeah,
There's
yeah.
a fish that's like
That's
her
like a
whole
type
arm.
of fishing.
That's like a mud fishing.
Have you seen the girl on TikTok who literally lifts up rocks and picks up snakes by her hands?
That's not the kind
That's
of
where
content
I'm
that's
drawing
being
the
shown to
line.
me.
That's where I'm drawing the line.
For me, my like dream collab would be something like really sickening, like a crazy brand, like Cartier, Balmain, like something like in that line where it's like a not makeup, because I have my own makeup line. Like I don't really want to do makeup collabs anymore. So for me, it would be like some like high end clothing, high end fragrance, high end jewelry. Would be like some
Something
kind
big,
of something
baby.
big and dope and cool,
Sick.
or like Lady Gaga. That too, dream
Honestly,
collab, because it's like look, that's a dream collab.
That's a dream
technically.
collab.
Be like
Seth
Gaga.
Rogen. If we're missing Seth.
Bitch.
If Seth Rogen
Yes.
doesn't, let me tell you, I've
Baby,
been
it's true.
manifesting.
You're manifesting.
For,
It is what it
there's
is.
gonna be it may be something small, maybe something big. I don't know, but me and Seth are going
gonna
to
happen.
collide in a way. It may
capacity.
be when I'm 50, it may be when I'm 60, it may be next year, maybe next week. It's gonna happen,
I agree. It's gonna happen.
and I don't know what it is, but it's gonna.
You're gonna
happen.
collide.
Me and
It
Miss
is what it is.
Seth Rogen follows me on Instagram. Just gonna throw it out
That
there.
in itself is like really kind.
My manager texted me like last year. She goes, "By the way, did you know Seth was following
You're like,
you?"
"I sure
I was
did."
like, I did.
I knew wholeheartedly.
Immediately, I knew.
You're like,
I woke up in the middle of the night like this.
You
I
shook you
felt
to your
it. I was
core.
like,
The
yep.
wind is stronger right now. It's 3 a.m.
And I was like
it's
this.
the witching hour. What's going on?
Me DMing him.
Hey, sweetie, I saw you followed me. I love it.
By
Okay,
the way,
guys.
this is not a
Shit.
hot obsession I have.
Oh no, it's like
I just
wait,
like
what do
his
you mean?
work.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
you're trying to say
it's
because like
not
you're married.
sexual, I guess.
No.
No.
Because he's like honestly a comedic genius.
Yeah, he's a comedic genius.
And he's
I just like
honestly
his
really
comedy.
Cool. He's really funny. I wish I'd like pan to Tyler at that moment and be like, 3 more questions.
Alrighty.
Okay. What other creators do you admire / want to work with? That's a gorgeous question.
Let me think about that. I'm sure there's. Oh, you want to know who my? Let me tell y'all this then. How about one of my favorite female TikTokers,
I
Erica
like that.
Priscilla.
Oh my god, yes.
Erica Priscilla, I love you, and I watch every one of your TikToks.
I just commented on
we
TikTok
follow
right
each
now.
other, but listen, I am manifesting for you. You're gonna be in on SNL.
Yes.
SNL is every episode they post without you as a part of their cast is a huge
It's
loss.
a miss. It's a miss.
It's a loss. You deserve your moment. Like, I don't even know if she wants to be on SNL.
Come in.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Join it. She is the
I love
funniest
her.
girl in the world, and she's good at what she does.
And she follows you too?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, she follows me too.
so cool.
I'm like, does she want to come on the pod?
Honestly, Erica, just call me.
Do you want to come onto the
DM me, hit
pod?
me up. Come on the pod. Join it.
Join it. I would literally die.
I would die. I love her.
For me, do you know who I want to glam just for fun because she's my friend, Brittany Broski. Because I feel like I'm like, girl, let me glam you.
Talk about a funny one.
It'd be really funny. It'd be really
Talk
fun.
about
I
a
just
funny
honestly, I
girl.
love Brittany. Like, I literally just genuinely love her, and we like chat here and there.
I've never got to meet her
Fun to glam
before,
her.
but
you would literally live for her.
oh, I know I would.
You would
I
love
follow
her. You guys
her
are like
too.
built from the same cloth. If you
We
will.
are. I feel like we are.
I really like knowing you both, and I do.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that wholeheartedly, 1,000,000%. And she's a glam girl.
She is
She'll
a glam
put a lash
girl.
on, like she's full. Like she'll
She'll do a wing.
go
She'll
there.
do a lash.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I like this question. The last two are kind of funny. We have, what kind of content do you hate?
I do have content I hate. Let me think about it. Let me think about it. I do have content I hate.
I know I do too.
Okay, do you want to know something that gets on my nerves within content? Can't say I'm not guilty of it myself. I am.
We all do.
When
shitty things
someone
sometimes.
posts a video on a topic and they won't get to the effing topic that the video is about. I don't care about everything else in the world. Just get to the point.
Why is that us in our podcast? Like, we can fit?
They're like, yeah, that's
They're
what
like,
we experience
yeah, that's
every week.
literally us. We want you to get to it.
Like, it'll be like, oh, shopping haul from this place. 4 minutes in.
Got it. I see what you're saying.
We're getting close into the shop. It's like,
You're like, go, 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 go. But again, could that be the short attention span from TikTok's doing?
definitely could be.
I think it could be because I feel like it's
Definitely
like,
could
again, it's
be.
like that lack of like patience almost, where it's like
I like when I click a video and what they say the video is about
it's starting.
is starting. That's what I like. What do you hate?
So many things. I'm just kidding.
I know. I'm like,
You're like, God
I'm
damn.
like, no, I know things get on my nerves when I watch YouTube videos. So I was
I'm
like trying to think
of
of
what
one.
it is that gets on my actual
I know that's one that
nerves.
irks me.
Fuck me. What do I actually hate when I see content wise? Oh, do you know what kind of gets on my nerves? I'm not saying
Tell
I
me.
fucking hate it. Like, I don't care enough to hate it.
Right.
When I know someone in real life and they're vastly different from their online persona is lightly annoying to me.
Yeah.
I can't help it. Like, if I know you in real life and you're like this down ass bitch who's like saying this, that, and the other, and then online you're like, hey y'all, welcome back to my like super PC, like extra PC beyond.
That ain't you.
I'm like, I just don't like it.
Yeah.
To me,
It feels disingenuous.
it seems disingenuous. It seems kind of phony, especially because I know them in real life. I'm just kind of like,
Girl, that's not how you talk.
that's not how you talk. The thing is also, it would be different. Like, I understand being PC, but being yourself, like I get that.
Totally.
Like I will, like, for example, sometimes in sponsorships they're like, you can't cuss in the video. I'm like, okay. I'll be myself.
Yeah.
I'm being PC, but I'm still being me.
Right.
But when I see someone that's completely, vastly different online than how they are in real life, it's kind of jarring.
Yeah, it's jarring.
It's a little like, wait, how are you doing this? Like, are you acting the entire time? Like, I don't get it.
Right.
So I think that would be something for me. Like, that's a pet peeve of mine because I think it's kind of strange.
I get that. I feel that.
You know what I
feels
mean? Like, it's a little,
disingenuous a bit.
it kind of gives off a little disingenuous vibes. And I'm just kind of like, what's going on? Okay, and last but not least, you guys, have you ever had to deal with cancel culture? And if so, how?
Literally never.
Never.
We've been so blessed that
Not in one scandal.
not a one.
I'm trying to count, and I couldn't even do it on one finger with how many scandals we've been in.
Honestly, not on one finger. Not on one finger.
Not on one daggum finger.
Well, guys, that's it for this episode. Our palate is
Thank
clear.
you. Yeah, we are just
So blessed.
thriving, living,
that we've
laughing,
never
and loving.
dealt with toxicity of
No,
cancel
never.
culture.
Cancel culture? Never heard of her.
Never heard of that.
Cancel culture? Hardly know her.
Just like don't know what that experience is for people.
It must be
It
really
seems
hard.
rough.
Yeah. No, it seems like it's really hard.
It seems like it sucks. Seems like it sucks.
Like, you don't want to be in that position.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yes, the answer is yes, and it's shitty.
Yes, and it's
The
us.
end, and it literally is the.
I don't know what else to
end.
tell you.
There's nothing else to tell you. Ain't nothing else to tell
However
you. We
bad
dealt
you
it.
assume it is, it's worse.
Yeah, that's true tea.
That's it.
No one and the thing is, no one would cancel other people if they knew how bad
If they
it was.
knew how bad it was.
And how bad it is on the other
They
receiving
don't
end.
want to know.
No, they don't. They want to
Yeah.
believe the truth. They want to believe their perception is true.
No.
And that's just true tea.
That's the truth.
But that's it for the entire confessions tag.
That was so much fun.
It actually really was. I actually really had a lot of fun. I felt like we deep dove into a couple of
I
things.
feel like, I learned things
really
about
liked it.
you.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I learned things about you too.
Wow. I
And
hope you
feel
guys
like,
did too.
which is actually very strange because like I feel like I know you like live like the back of your hand,
You never know till you ask.
but you never know until you ask.
You never know till you
How
ask.
funny.
What a gorgeous episode.
I loved it.
Thank you
Thank
guys
you guys
for watching.
so much for watching. We love you guys so much. Thank you for all the subscribes. Thank you for the listens, for the likes, the comments. We really, really genuinely appreciate it. We love reading you guys' comments and we appreciate our full fam so much. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, like. If you're listening, same thing.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye, guys.
We love you. Bye.